take into practice after this weekend? PG version.
Oh, I think we just need to be battle ready a little bit more. I mean, the weekend showed some things, how easy it is to get distracted and just throw you off, you know. Feel like there's been a lot of distractions this week, and not to make any excuses, but just really, you know, when you have some, you know, when you have multiple distractions, you know, don't take a whole lot to throw you off. You go from, you know, being a pretty good team to average, you know, real quickly. And we're definitely average right now. And so, kind of pinch some things down and make sure we focus in on those last two matches. It gives us something to really look at as far as being, you know, battle tested a little bit and what we need to be doing as a team.
You had mentioned a couple weeks back of potentially, because you said kind of similar stuff after, I think it was the Columbia duel, of potentially doing more rankings matches and stuff like that. Is that something you consider doing to help get that battle tested?
Yeah, probably a couple of weights. Probably need that, but yeah, you know, I don't want to be too. Need to recognize that we have it's a pretty young group out there, you know, and so we need some experience. We need to be embarrassed a little bit, and hopefully we grow from these two matches and we move forward, you know, and I believe that'll probably happen for us. It's not given. It's going to have to take some work, you know. So, you know, when you're losing, you know, matches with riding time, that's just attitude. Yeah, it's got something to do with skill. Trust me. I mean, skill is important, but it's really just it's attitude. You know, just a matter of just wanting to get out and just determined to get out. And, so, you know. That's it. Anything?
Can a weekend like this be used as a wake-up call going forward into the Iowa duel, the Big 12s, all that good stuff?
Yeah, I think, you know, we got two tough dual meets next week before Iowa, you know, and I think maybe, you know, that this team probably, we need to remain focused on each duel that we're competing in and not get ahead of ourselves. And so, yeah, next weekend's both matches will be competitive, I'm sure. Right now with this team, it appears to be competitive. You know, dual meets, you take a starter out that typically wins. You know, that can be an 8-point, 9-point swing at times, and you know, makes it a little bit challenging. You know. And so for that reason, somebody's got to pick up the pace, you know, and really felt like I didn't feel like we wrestled, you know, bad. I thought we did a little bit of the minimum at a couple of weights. I thought G. Filler had a pretty good match against, you know, I thought in that first period, you know, where I felt like he definitely scored one of those 2-point takedowns before they actually gave him a 2-point takedown, you know, and so. I thought he kept his composure and had a good match. I thought Travis bounced back well. I don't think I think he's, you know, 10 days with recovering. I think he's put himself in pretty good position condition-wise. He just needs to kind of refine his skills and what he does well. And so. Those two guys kind of stand out. That I thought Plott had a better match. So not everybody, you know, not everybody was disappointing, but there was definitely some highlights in that match for us.
I think in the first four matches, they'd only had one takedown. That kind of speaks to the riding time thing. Did you feel like you guys were being the aggressors?
Yeah, I thought to some extent, but not enough. You know, I mean, we've seen more. You know, and I think you know, when you're a program like ours, we can get rattled too, right? And so maybe we felt a little rattled from the other day or from yesterday, and maybe didn't bring our best game, and maybe just trying too hard, you know, rather than making things materialize. You know, I do think that it's not that we're not out there working. I think we're just trying. And trying just seems when you get in that swing of things, not good usually. You know, it's like, you know, you're not letting yourself go, and you're not doing some things that normally you may feel. And so for us, we need to bounce back with an attitude. You know, I don't think we had it today. We knew going in that we were going to have to. We were probably going to have to win 6 matches. You know, and that's what it looked like. And that's probably what it was going to take for us to win when you look at the score. So
Coach, I remember you talking about riding time and toughness. I know you say it's attitude, and I know you say attitude and toughness, attitude, and all of that. But how do you actually simulate that in the room? How can you actually prove that?
Well, a lot of ways, you know. We'll get better. Not going to tell you everything, but I'll just say we'll get better. We'll get better on bog. We'll get better. I'm not too worried about it. You know, we're just behind. Maybe, you know, I don't want to take anything from any teams that we've competed against, but definitely Iowa State's been the best. You know, and I think even yesterday, Northern Iowa, I thought they wrestled us better than anyone. You know, and again, I just think that you can get out of whack in a week, and you know, a lot of distractions for us. You know, not just AJ Ferrari's situation. That's one of, I think, 3 or 4 situations that you got to avoid. Just takes a little bit to maybe you take a misstep.
Obviously, not a lot of options at the weight, but what did Gavin show you this weekend to maybe feel comfortable sticking with him at 97 going forward?
Well, I think I think tonight, that was this afternoon, that was a takedown clinic a little bit, but I think Gavin, kept getting his escapes and being competitive, and had a couple times I thought he might have scored, and just surprised himself a little bit. So, yeah, it's kind of our situation right now with an injury to Montalvo. We just I'm glad that Gavin's getting an opportunity to wrestle. He definitely is someone that deserves it.
Obviously, with all that's going on this week and just adding this on top of this, how emotional has this week been for the team?
Oh, I don't know. Like I said, I think I don't want to use AJ because I think once we all knew AJ was fine, everything was good, and we learned that same day, So I don't want to use that. I just think there's some other things that kind of pulled us away and got us a little bit distracted, and just need to kind of button things up and remind ourselves this is a hard sport, and you're only good as the week you trained, and so we just need to have a better week this week and be ready to go, and we can lose more matches, that's definitely can happen, so it's going to be our attitudes and what we want to do from this experience.
Luke's lost his 3rd straight duel. What's kind of your message to him to kind of get him going?
Who's that?
Luke, server.
You got to score takedowns. You know, give yourself the chance to win. You didn't need to get that high late in that match. It was going to end up in a tie. You know, and you know you're no longer, you know, trying to turn him. You're trying to ride him out for 15 seconds. You know, 20 seconds. Give yourself that chance. Well, I don't think in the last 3 matches, I think it's the last 3 he hasn't scored a takedown, and so that's where you can start, right? I mean, you're not going to fall into a takedown at this weight, especially as a young guy trying to manage this weight for the first time. You're going to have to go out and you're going to have to earn it, you know. And so I thought he had a couple good defenses, but really never really came too close to getting a takedown, and that's what really needs to change for him if he's going to have any success at the weight for this season.
One
more.
You know, this was essentially the second straight day where, I mean, practically Gavin was in a position to put you guys in a position to win the duel. You touched on how you think, you know, he's very deserving, but I mean, how do you think he's handled both of those? I mean, obviously with his first 2 starts this season, how do you think he's handled those 2 situations in back-to-back days?
No, he's pretty level-headed. So, you know, he's been here for quite some time, and you know, tonight he just got overwhelmed a little bit against a great athlete that was, you know, a big 97-pounder. But I thought he had a good match yesterday, and it was a great win for him, a great memory. You know, it'd been really nice if Luke could have followed it up with a win, but that didn't happen. So here we are as a program with 2 losses in a row, and Gallagher, you know, should be motivating this week. You know, people should be motivated. If they're not, then that'd be disappointing. You know, so.
Thanks, Coach.